Hello, Fabulous Aquarius. Welcome to your horoscope for the month of August 2018. Looking at life and love. I am your astrologer, Nadiya Shah. Thank you for being here. What an amazing month it is. We have an important sky for you now. Now keep in mind, as we enter this month, you are still carrying the energy of last month's eclipse in your sign. That eclipse was the last eclipse in your sign, as part of a series of eclipses in your sign that have been taking place over the previous 2 years. So now you're done for a while. You won't have another eclipse in your sign until we get to 2026. So this is a big deal. And you are entering this month with this energy of in some way feeling changed, in some way feeling like you have allowed a closure to take place. For some, it was a particularly dramatic closure. For others, it might have been more personal and more meaningful. And yet, you came to understand yourself more deeply and also to have an appreciation of how much you've actually changed over the course of the last 2 years. So now, here we are, and it is going to be right around the 11th of the month that we are going to have the last eclipse. As part of this series of 3 eclipses, we will have the last eclipse, and this one will take place in your opposite sign. Now, technically, we are going to have another eclipse in your opposite sign early next year, but for the most part, you're pretty much done with eclipses in your sign, definitely, but in your opposite sign as well, pretty much. And this has represented a period of time that has been, and this month will be, a time of understanding love more deeply and understanding partnerships more deeply than you have before. For those of you who are open to meeting someone new, having important lunar activity in your opposite sign tends to bring someone into the picture. However, when it is a lunar eclipse, it pretty much is pretty clear that someone is going to show up. Ultimately, eclipses in your opposite sign are about helping you in a quick moment to see yourself more clearly as reflected in the eyes of another. Now, this perception is going to be that much more magnified at this eclipse. Mercury is retrograde, and it is hand in hand with this eclipse in the sky. We've also got Jupiter speaking to this eclipse as well. Now, Jupiter slowly continuing to move through the very top of your sky. And this is representing a part of the sky for you that has to do with like your ultimate aims and your goals for your life. Now, where is it that love fits into that? And where is it that what it is that you want to do is supported by the one-on-one connections, partnerships, relationships you have with other people? So for those of you open to meeting someone new, yeah, chances are you're going to meet somebody, if only to understand yourself better. Given that Mercury is retrograde at this time, and this isn't going to be the only meeting of Mercury to the eclipse point. We had one last month, and we will be having another one 2 weeks after this eclipse takes place, about 2 weeks later. And what that tells me is that it's almost like there's an ongoing conversation, there's an ongoing discussion. There's an ongoing desire to understand yourself in the context of love. And maybe there's been a little bit of back and forth with somebody. And so if you are open to meeting someone new, it could very well be this time when you attract someone that actually has been kind of in the ether now for at least the last few weeks, certainly at least since July, if not someone brand new. But if it is somebody brand new, just know that what you think it is may not actually be what it is, and you'll need to wait till Mercury comes back around 2 weeks after the eclipse in order to get a more clearer picture as to who this person is that you have met and what ultimately this exchange is meant to help you to understand about yourself and to see yourself more clearly and to see yourself more honestly and to see yourself more lovingly in the context of partnership. Now, for those of you in an established bond, this is a fresh start of some kind, a fresh understanding as to your partnership and what it means to you and what it is as well. This can bring about changes in your partner's life. Now, because Mercury is retrograde, chances are there's going to be some ongoing discussion, negotiation, and figuring details out together. But ultimately, you will find a way to understand how it is that your partner is supporting the goals that you have and how much you support the goals that they have for their life. And where is it that maybe some changes need to happen so that the two of you can find mutual support for each other's aims and goals, where they aren't necessarily the same thing and on the same path in your own lives, to feel that sense of support from each other. Well, that may be part of how it is that the learning at this time manifests. In some way, ultimately, when it is a solar eclipse, it is about getting honest with yourself. And with that Mercury retrograde, it tells me that you're getting honest with yourself about an ongoing matter. So just when you thought you had the answer, just when you thought you knew, now you've got to come back to it and you've got to admit a deeper truth to yourself, which ultimately is part of moving you towards a more honest relationship and a stronger relationship. For a very small percentage of you out there, very small percentage, if you know that you're not in the right connection for you, you're not in the right relationship for you, then that may very well be the understanding that comes up at this time. But because Mercury's retrograde in your opposite sign, what I have found is if breakups happen, chances are you don't stay broken up. Once that Mercury goes direct, and especially once it moves over the eclipse point, you may see a situation that arises at the eclipse very differently just 2 short weeks later. And speaking about 2 short weeks later, the 26th of this month is a powerful day. So much is happening in the sky, and so much is happening for you. So one is Mercury over the eclipse point. I spoke about that already. But the other big thing is that Mars will go direct. Mars will be going direct. Mars will go direct in the sign just before yours. And it is going to be earlier in the month that Mars will dip out of your sign in order to go and stand still towards the very end of the sign just before yours and move forward. Now, don't worry, Mars will return to your sign next month, and that will help you to start wrapping up Mars retrograde season's lessons that I spoke of in the Mars retrograde season special in the Superstar Space and on my website. But suffice it to say, having Mars go direct is a shift of energy, and for you, it is going to involve an awareness, like something that you just did not see before, that you did not know of before. Sometimes it is within yourself, like you didn't realize what you were doing and why you were doing it, and then all of a sudden it becomes very clear and you commit to a more forward momentum going ahead. But sometimes it really is something that you didn't know, and then the awareness comes up and you go, oh wow, okay, that's good to know, right? That is the kind of awareness that certainly can happen now. Ultimately, Mars is about empowerment. It is about helping you to understand where you have power and where you don't. When Mars goes direct in this part of the sky for you, it really is about making you aware of where you don't have power and finding power in that knowledge. Your dreams will be very active at this time, so do pay attention, because they will be a source not only of self-knowledge, but a source of what helps to propel you forward. Finally, the 26th as well, we are going to have a full moon. Now, this full moon is speaking in harmony with Saturn, in harmony with Uranus. Both of these, your ancient ruler, your modern ruling planet. It tells me that what is occurring at this time is deeply meaningful to you. This full moon is happening in a part of the sky that has to do with money that you spend and money that you earn. That is going to be the focus at this time. Financial matters are going to come into focus, and your understanding of prosperity, personal prosperity and practical prosperity, is going to come into the picture. Now, what I love about what's happening at this time is because both of your ruling planets are activated, what that tells me is that you are making changes, you are being empowered. These planets are beautifully aspecting this full moon, and so you're having a lot of faith in yourself, and you're having faith in your ability to manifest prosperity as you need it, but more importantly, to redefine prosperity. Now, for some of you, that may very well be understanding your relationship to money differently. For others, it will be understanding the things that make you prosperous don't have anything to do with money. For others of you, it may very well be practical steps you're taking to secure your financial future. And for others, it may very well be an understanding of the value that you give in every area of life and how you can hold yourself in higher regard. as a result. I'm really excited about this full moon because I think ultimately this is going to help you to see yourself more lovingly and to understand all the ways in which life has blessed you with abundance and will continue to do so. What I love about this month for you, well, look, there's so much to love here. There is so much going on. But ultimately, I think that it is going to be you feeling this sense of understanding, a deeper understanding, not only of yourself, but of another person, and understanding what that says about you. It is ultimately love that is one of the great human learning experiences, one of the spaces in which we can truly find ourselves or realize where it is that we have yet to go to step into our power. And it is love that stands as a symbol. It is a symbolic reminder of universal love and the journey that we are all traveling towards greater love and greater wisdom as well. Well, thank you so much for watching. You can get a video like this every week by logging on to astrofabulous.com or nadiyashah.com. Sign up to be one of my superstars. Superstars get expanded, exclusive video scopes each and every week, unlimited access to special horoscopes, and so much more. All of this in the superstar space. I look forward to meeting you there. It'll be a great month. Enjoy.